packet switching and circuit switching. So the networks, there are two types of network basically, or the communication they follow. How the data flow, the routing it takes place. So it can be packet switched network, it can be circuit switched networks. And these packet and circuit, they have come from some background. Packet switch is connectionless, circuit switch is connection oriented. So in packet switching, every packet is routed independently of every other packet. So we have two messages here. They are taking different routes. Okay, for example, we have multiple routes, multiple path, multiple way. Because in between this A, B, C, D, E can be routers, it can be switch, it can be the different network devices, connections. So this message, let us assume that we have a packet. This message is a packet. Now this packet size is say 4,000. Now we divided it into say 3,000 or divided into three parts. Now there are three parts. Now the first part can take this path. It can be routed through, the other one can be routed through this path. And the other one can again take a different path. So every packet is routed. Route means the path it takes, independent of every other packet. I'm not saying that all these three will not take, they can also take a single path also. Now what is the benefit? If this C router goes down, I showed you 2 and 3 are going, they have to go through C, or they were going through C. But now when the system, some part goes down or the router goes down, the packet switching system will dynamically reconfigure itself so that the next packet, that is if 2 and 3 were supposed to go through C and C is down, then the packets can take different routes. That is, they can take this way or they can take this way, the other subsequent packets. Ultimately, they have to reach destination. There is one more thing here, that if too many packets, they swamp, they flood the router. It can choke the router. So what will happen? The packet will be lost. The router will be, or the networking devices will be losing or dropping the packets. This is losing of packet, and this happens in packet switching. You can call it as swamping, flooding, choking. This all results in losing of packet. This happens in packet switching. Circuit switching, it doesn't happen, right? We'll take the differences also, short way of discussing these two. So the sender will notice and resend, but the quality of service can be poor because you don't know, or there has to be some way, it has to be accounted which packet was dropped, which wasn't. So the quality of service of packet switching is not as compared to the circuit switch networks. For example, you are sending an image. Now you are sending it using packets, a message. Now the eye or knows this packet is lost. How do you see yourself at the destination? Now the other counterpart is circuit switching. It has come from telephone systems. Normally in telephone system, there are two parties. One is the caller, callee. So two parties, one calling, one attending. Now when you pick up the cradle, you dial the number, and then the other person will listen to some ring. And when he picks up the call, both of them picks up the call. Now a permanent connection is established, right? A permanent connection is established, and this is the single route I'm talking about. And this route or connection will be maintained until the call is terminated by either of these two. Now what happens when the line or the switch or the some networking devices goes down? The call will be aborted. So there is a circuit. How does this circuit form? one is calling, one is replying. So there is a kind of circuit being formed. That is why this is called circuit switching. The call has to be aborted if something goes down in between. Therefore, circuit switching is less fault tolerant than the packet switching. Okay, packet switching is all about taking different paths. Even if there is some fault, it can tolerate it. The packets can take another part, another route, right? But here, there is no other path, a single path. So circuit switching, because what is the benefit? First of all, there is a single path always established. So the quality of service, it can support easily. Because when the connection is being established, you know in advance. So the communication network or the subnet can reserve the bandwidth, link bandwidth. It can also, switch the buffer spaces. Also the CPU time. This all comes under the quality of service. And for example, the resources are not sufficient. If you know that there is a call already being established, then what will happen? Previously, when we used to call, 10 years back, after 11 o'clock, the calls were free. So everyone starts calling. And when we start calling, it is always busy. But once the connection is set up, the connection of circuit switching will give you a good service. So here, once you make a connection in circuit switching, the packets or the path of the route will always be the same for all the packets. There are equipments which we see today in the core network. Both are packet also and circuit switch equipment also. Mostly the core networks, they are still using the packet and the circuit switch equipment both. These are not different networks. The network or the communication medium, they have the same merging of this packet and circuit switched network. The older mobile phone networks, they used to have this circuit switched core network because they were carrying the voice calls. I'm talking about the 1G systems. But that legacy, that tradition is still seen in the latest 4G, 5G network, UMTS. You see MSC, Mobile Switching Center, all I have tried to show here. So MSC, Mobile Switching Center, then we have GMSC, that is Gateway Mobile Switching Center. Then we will also see the Media Gateway, MGW. These are there for switch service. These are actually the circuit switched core network, like previously in PSTN, public switched telephone network, like the BSNLs we have. So still we have the combination of these two. Okay. So circuit switch is still there, packet is also there. What are the differences between a circuit switching network and the packet switching network? How the connection will be established? Circuit switching is the connection oriented. Packet switching is connection less. Packet switching is unreliable. Circuit switching is reliable. How? See, in circuit switching, when you call, there is a permanent route established. That is, the physical path between source and destination is established. So this is the physical path when you are using a circuit switching network. While you are using a packet switching network, there will be no permanent path for the packets. One packet, the other packet, they may take different route. They can take different path. The ultimate thing is they have to reach at the destination. No matter, they take the path independently. In circuit switch, if something breaks, the connection breaks. But here, in the packet switching, if some portion goes down, then also the packets will reach, they will take a different route. In circuit switching, because the permanent path is established, so we can reserve the entire bandwidth in advance. right? Because the circuit switching we know in advance, but the packet switching, this bandwidth is not reserved. So the packets use the same path in circuit switching. The packets travel independently, and when it comes to the bandwidth, which comes under the purview of quality of service, we can reserve the entire bandwidth in advance. As I said, packet switching we cannot reserve because different links can be established, different route can be taken for independent packets, right? Now, the other difference between circuit switching and packet switching is the bandwidth wastage. And packet switching, there is no bandwidth wastage. Bandwidth, you can think of a pipe. How much the width of the pipe is, that decides the bandwidth. So bandwidth is wasted in circuit switching, not in packet switching. In circuit switching, there is no store and forward transmission. Packet switching, it supports store and forward transmission. Now in circuit switching, once you establish a path, there is no need to store. The packets have to take the same path every time. But in packet switching, first it has to go here. Now it has to look for the path. It has to decide the route. There are routing algorithms. So if some of the link is broken, the packets may take different path. So it has to come and then it has to go. So it has the packet switching support the store and forward transmission.